he opens this door, and we get there, and it's a balcony, a private balcony with a private bar, a private barman, and the balcony overlooks the main dance floor. I'm just like, what's going on? And I look in the distance and I see the DJ box, and I'm just like, that's Bob Sinclair. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you are new to the channel, my name is Tristan Mortlock and this is Captain's Vlog. Now before we begin, this is a carry-on from Captain's Vlog 36. So if you're watching this and you haven't watched Captain's Vlog 36, I suggest you watch that first, because this is the second part of that video. Now, so where we left off, I told you about my first day at Marina Marbella when I was in my mid-teens. So pretty much after then, week one was basically delivering, maneuvering boats every single day, from Marbella to Puerto Banus, down to Gibraltar. Other side, we went to a place called Benalmádena, Fuengirola, Cabopino, and pretty much that continued for say 3 or 4 weeks. So every day I was probably maneuvering, I would say average anywhere between 5 to 10 boats a day. So the learning curve, the experience, the hands-on experience was immediate. You know, I didn't go down the conventional route of being a deckhand, or as you know, a lot of people call them chamois technicians. I was getting hands-on experience from day one, and maneuvering vessels with all sorts of drive systems. So jet drives, we had single screw, twin screw, stern drives, outboards, Arnesons, all types of drive systems. So it was great for me to learn very quickly. And so I did that for 3 or 4 weeks, and I was commuting from Fuengirola to Marbella every day, and it's about a bus drive, it's about an hour each way, which was fine, not too bad. I know people that commute for longer periods of time. And then one afternoon, I get a phone call from one of the brothers that owned the company. And let me take a step back. Actually, the company Marina Marbella was started over 50 years ago, I think around 50 years ago, by 2 Swedish brothers, the Sundberg brothers, and they started the company from scratch, and they built up a great company to work for, the main Sea Ray dealer, the only Sea Ray dealer in Spain. And anyway, so one of the brothers calls me into his office, and he says he's got a Spanish family. They've just bought a brand new Ferretti Italian build, 68 foot, and the boat currently is docked in Formentera. Now, for those who don't know, Formentera is one of the Balearic Islands off the east coast of Spain. So you have Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza, and Formentera. So he calls me in and he says they're looking for somebody to basically run the boat for them, you know, do all the wash downs, maintain it for the rest of the summer. Are you interested? And I said, yeah, definitely, absolutely, definitely interested. He's like, great, okay, you need to fly out today. I was like, wow. Bear in mind, I haven't even reached my 18th birthday yet. I'm still just turned 17. So he says, okay, go and speak to the secretary. They'll sort out your flights. You're going to fly to, I can't remember if it was a direct flight to Ibiza or a connecting flight. Either way, Go speak secretary, she'll book your flight, and then you'll get a ferry from Ibiza to Formentera. I was like, great. So I go and see Mark quickly. He already knew about it, so I was going to leave literally straight away. So I get a taxi actually from Marbella to Fuengirola, get home. I start packing in my bags, and I'm telling my mum about it. And she's just like, Tris, I don't think I can let you go. I was like, well, what do you mean? She goes, you're not even 18 yet. You can't go and do things on your own. Which I fully understand now, but at the time, nobody was going to stop me from doing this. No one. I said, Mum, there's 2 ways we can do this. I'm going to do it either way, and either you're going to support me or you're going to disagree with it. But I am leaving because this is an opportunity. I'm 17 years old. I've been offered a job on a brand new 68-foot Ferretti in the Balearic Islands. There's no way I'm going to miss this. So I continued packing my bags. My mum obviously agreed in the end, but you know, she got onto the phone to my dad, and I said to my dad, this is an opportunity, and he agreed, just go do it. So anyway, I literally run to the taxi rank, because it's around the corner from my house at the time, jump in the taxi, like bombed it to, I said to go bomb it to Malaga airport, get to Malaga, made it to check-in for the check-in time, get on the plane, get to Ibiza. And for those of you who know Ibiza, you know it's basically the party capital of Europe. And being in my teens, I knew all about it, and it was always a dream to go there, but never had the financial backing to do it. So land in Ibiza, and on my own, 17 years old, and get in a taxi. I say, take me to the ferry terminal, where I get the ferry to Formentera. The taxi takes me to the terminal. I get my luggage out. I'm dragging my luggage to the terminal. I booked my ferry ticket. Get on the ferry. It took, I think it was the 45-minute ferry. They got a couple of ferries to go back and forth to Formentera, and it was the faster ferry, the catamaran. Get to Formentera, disembark, and obviously, you know, the boat's berthed at the other side of the port. So I get off the ferry and I walk all the way around. I'm trying to find this boat. And I see it, and it's called Excalibur. And I see this guy. He's wearing these old ripped shorts. He's on his hands and knees, and he's like polishing the stainless steel of the door frame on the aft deck. So I'm saying in Spanish, "Hola, soy Tristan, estoy aquí para el trabajo." So, you know, my name's Tristan, I'm here for the work. And I thought this guy was, you know, maybe the captain, or, you know, maybe another deckhand, or I'm replacing him, or this, that, the other. And he goes, "Oh yeah, hi, welcome, can I get something to drink?" And I start talking to this guy. And I say to him, sorry, 1 second.
Merci. Bonne route.
So I'm talking to this guy, and I say to him, "So what's your position on board? What do you do? How do you know the owner?" And he turns around and, "Oh, no, I am the owner." So that was a great first impression. There's me thinking this guy is like going to be my colleague, or he's one of the workers, so it turns out he's the owner of the boat. Oh, really nice guy, really chilled, very relaxed. And eventually, I think his wife and his son were at the beach, and they came back, they introduced me, all kind of like very warm, welcoming. And then he told me about the plans the next day, what they expect of me, and I was like, yeah, no problem. And basically it was this, you know, cleaning the boat, also doing the interior, so I was basically a deck stew. And so first day we take the boat out, and Formentera is absolutely stunning. If you've never been there, it is one of the most beautiful places in the Mediterranean to visit on a boat. Crystal clear waters, white sandy beaches. It's just heavenly. So I'm on board for a few days, and then another boat comes in besides us, and it's a similar size, a little bit smaller, maybe a couple of feet smaller, and they obviously knew each other, the two owners, you know, the guy I was working for and the other guy. They're chatting away, blah blah blah, and it turns out it's his brother, and they both own two berths in Formentera. Now, for those of you who know Formentera, to get berthing in the summer is impossible. So these guys owned two berths in Formentera, and they spent their whole summer there. So the guy I was working for, his brother had a son who happened to be my age, and so I got introduced to him. Really nice guy, and we became quite friendly, and we socialised together. Anyway, moving on. A few weeks into the job, everything's running smoothly. They're having a great time. For me, this is all new. This is just fantastic, you know. And we had the tender, like just go and take the tender out, take my son wakeboarding, and for me, I was one of them. I didn't have a uniform, and I was just in my swimming trunks, and just almost like part of the family. Anyway, one day the boss calls me, and he says, Tristan, are you interested in going to Ibiza? I was like, yeah, absolutely, definitely. Why not? He goes, no, not with the boat, with my nephew. I was like, right. He goes, well, he wants to go for a night out, but he don't go on his own. Do you want to go with him? I was like, yeah, of course. He goes, great, I'll give you the day off tomorrow, so enjoy your evening, and don't worry about tomorrow. We'll keep the boat in the port, and maybe we take the tender out. So I was like, brilliant. So I go that evening, we get showered and changed, all spruced up, and we're talking about the plan. And we get a taxi boat from Formentera back to Ibiza. And obviously my boss had organised or arranged something. And we get there, and there's this guy waiting. This guy's probably about 60 years old, right? He's bleached his hair like Mr. Slick. And he rocks up in this convertible BMW M3 with his like supermodel girlfriend next to him. She must have been 22, 23 years old. And he obviously knew the nephew, because he goes up to him, Richie, how are you? This, that, and the other. And they give big hugs. And so he says, you guys hop in. I was introduced to him. Hop in the car. I'm going to take you guys somewhere. This is now probably around getting close to about 11 o'clock at night. So he takes us to this place. And I see the sign, and it says privilege. It just so happens to be the biggest nightclub at the time in the world. And outside, there must have been easily 200 people queuing up. So I was like, oh, wow. And I heard about privilege, right? And I think, wow, this is spectacular. But we'll be queuing here for a while. Anyway, we're driving in, and there's this special parking with like the red ropes and stuff, and there's security. The security opens the rope, we drive straight in. I was like, what's going on here? And park the car. We get out of the car, we pass the entire queue, we go straight to the door. The bouncer says, Kiki, it's the bleach guy. Kiki, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got your table ready, this, that, and the other. So the bouncer guy calls up a security guard, and security guard comes down and says, good evening, gentlemen. Please follow me. Kiki says, well, you guys have a great night. I'm leading you guys to it. So we follow the security guard, right? And he takes us through the dance floor. This club is Mongol dance floors, and we get to this staircase. Now the staircase has got two security guards and another red rope. Unhook the red rope. We follow us go upstairs. Like, where are we taking us? And he takes us back into his back room. And he opens this door. And we get there, and it's a balcony, a private balcony with a private bar, a private barman, and the balcony overlooks the main dance floor. I I'm just like, what's going on? And I look in the distance and I see the DJ box, and I'm just like, that's Bob Sinclair. Like, no way, it can't be. I said to Richie, is that Bob Sinclair? Yeah, it's Bob Sinclair. So you can imagine, like, 4 weeks ago, I left school, I had nothing, and all of a sudden, I'm in the VIP lounge. We got our own private balcony, in Privilege, in Ibiza, overlooking the dance floor, and we got Bob Sinclair on the decks. I get to the bar, and I said, I ordered a drink. I said, well, how much is that? And the barman's like, oh, no, it's open bar. You have whatever you want. There's no, everything's sorted. So you can imagine at that age, we made the most of it, we had a great night. And then the security said, do you guys want to bring some girls in? So we're like, well, yeah, definitely. So they bring all these girls in, we're passing with these girls, and you know, we're in our mid to late teens. And these girls are like early 20s, this, that, and the other. So anyway, we continue night to like 6 a.m. We finish up, we had quite a lot to drink, and then we managed to drag ourselves back to the ferry terminal, get onto the boat, and kind of pass out a little bit on the ferry, and then drag ourselves, well, I drove myself back to my cabin. The boss was on board, they'd gone off with the tender, and that was that. So I finished the summer on the Excalibur, and it was, what an experience. It was incredible, and it was the owner's pride and joy. And he let me drive it multiple times, he let me berth it. He was standing next to me because I was still new to the industry. And that finished at the end of August. We then brought the boat back from Formentera to Benalmádena, where it was normally based for the winter, because the owner lived in Benalmádena in the south coast of Spain. And I get back to Marina Marbella, and I've decided that this is it. This is what I want to pursue as a career. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to do any studies I'm not interested in anymore. I love this. This is what I want to do. So I said to my parents, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going back to school. And that, you know, they weren't the happiest parents in the world. But I said, this is what I want to do. You know, this is my choice. I've got, at this stage, next year I'm going to be 18. Either you let me do it now, or I'm going to do it next year. So they said, my father said, well, first go and speak to your boss and see if they keep you on for full time, because it was only supposed to be a seasonal job. So I said, okay, I'll do that. So I went to speak to Mark. He was like, there's not much really for the winter. I said, you know what? I'll be very, very interested in learning the engineering side of things over the winter. How about, does one of your engineers need an assistant? So he's like, oh, that's quite a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. So he calls up one of the engineers. His name is Fran. He's like, do you need Tristan, you know, want to stay on? Would he be of use to you over the winter? He's like, yeah, definitely need assistance for the winter. Got lots of projects happening. I do need some help. And then Mark said, brilliant. Okay, you've got the job. So that was it. I had a full-time job for Marina Marbella, and learning the engineering side in the winter, which for me was brilliant. So I'm learning the manoeuvring and the captain side in the high season month, and the low season month I'm learning the engineering, so I'm getting the best of both worlds.